What qualities do you respect in your opponent?
Yes, that was the question. What qualities do you respect in your opponent? So I'm going to answer that question, but I'm also going to respond to the things that she said about me. I respect the fact that she cares a lot about the work of the Governor's Council, and I've seen her over the years go to a lot of events to talk about the work of the Governor's Council to help educate people. That's incredibly important. That's what I'm doing in my campaign. But now I want to address some of the things that she said about me. It's ludicrous to suggest that I'm not a public defender. Call Committee for Public Counsel Services, and they'll tell you that's what I do. And the charge that she's made this charge before. This is what she does. Every single time she has an opponent and they talk about her record, she says that they are not telling the truth, but they were, just as I am. She also makes false accusations against her opponents. She's done it against them. She's doing it about me. She's doing it to me. But I'll tell you, no one received a lower blow than Charlie Shapiro. There was a letter sent to the Metro West Daily News claiming false accusations that he'd shown up at a Governor's Council meeting, distributed literature, said negative things about the incumbent to interns. None of that was true. That letter was signed by other members of the Governor's Council. She took that letter, she printed it on campaign letterhead, and she distributed it as campaign literature. If you ask Governor's Counselor Eileen Duff, she'll tell you she didn't sign the letter. If you ask Terry Kennedy, he'll tell you he didn't sign the letter. If you ask Jenny Casey, she'll tell you that she never saw the letter. That was a false statement. It's a level of deception that tells you everything you need to know about her character and why she should not be serving on the Governor's Council.
Okay, now next we are moving to closing statements. But before we do that, I will make a slight change. After you each make your 2-minute closing statements, I will give you each 1 minute extra to respond to anything that you've heard throughout the night. So we'll begin with closing statements. 2 minutes. We'll begin with Marilyn Devaney.
I have the
2 minutes closing statement.
Again, I have first. Okay.
Yes.
My entire career has been about reform. I promised change when I ran for Governor's Council. I delivered. I'm the only full-time member, only one who vets and meets with every single nominee, over 1,000, from the Supreme Judicial Court to the Industrial Accident Board. In 25 years, I've been absent once when my husband died. I'm especially proud to have voted for many historic firsts, and I think I've mentioned all those in the Supreme Judicial Court. We can't go back to the bad days before my reforms, when decisions were made behind closed doors, when a judicial nominee did not disclose a family member was on the Governor's Council, or when nominees could donate to the counselors right up to the moment of their hearing. My opponent claims she's a lifelong Democrat. She's been enrolled for many years, officially on her voting record, and in 2000, she voted for a Republican president. She's an anti-abortion president, and she claims she would never vote for an anti-abortion judge. She claims she's a public defender. If you call the Council for Public Counsel, they'll tell you that she's not a public defender. She's self-employed, private attorney. And she does go to court, the Board of Overseers, and she has cases with attorneys, for attorneys who, I don't know, against attorneys. I have been endorsed, I can't say all my endorsements, but I've been endorsed by 3 of my former opponents. But SEIU NAGE, in their endorsement, said that I've been a long supporter, long-time strong ally to the labor movement in Massachusetts and working families across the communities. And that's what I am about. Those are the people that I see that I want on the courts and in the boards that care about families and care about people's needs. I'm asking you to look at my accomplishments, my record of success in justice reform. It seems like my opponent, it keeps running for different things, and I only want to be a Governor's Council. I have the experience, I have the commitment, I know the job, And as I said, she's never come to the hearings. She's never
You almost
sent
said-
us anything about any of her concerns about judges or even about paroles or commutations. I'm doing it, and I'm going to continue to go out into the prisons, and I'm going to get
Okay, I think
commutations for
we
these
now,
people
we'll now
to
move
deserve
on
it.
to the.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you. Marilyn Devaney, final closing
Thank you.
statements?
There is no way that 3 of my opponents, former opponents, endorsed her. She didn't name any names. I challenge her to do that. There is no way that that happened. She said earlier that she can't list her endorsements because it would take too long. That's simply not true. These are my endorsements, and I earned every single one of them. She's claimed false endorsements in the past. 2 years ago, she claimed Congressman Jim McGovern endorsed her. She wasn't true. She claimed that Democratic candidate for auditor Chris Dempsey endorsed her. Wasn't true. I frankly don't understand how she can run and ask people to vote for her after that record of deception. And I'm reminded of something that happened when a judicial nominee lied on their application. She said she could never vote for someone who lied on their application. Yet that is exactly what she is asking voters to do. I've been endorsed by State Auditor Diana DeZoglio, Congressman Seth Moulton, 5 state senators, Senator Mike Barrett, Will Brownsberger, Jamie Eldridge, Cindy Friedman, Becca Rausch, and reproductive rights pioneer and champion, former Newton Senator Lois Pines, 13 state reps, including House Majority Leader Mike Moran and Assistant Majority Leader Alice Peisch, labor unions, including the State Police Association of Massachusetts, the IBEW Local 103, the Carpenters and Joiners, the Ironworkers, the Plumbers and Gas Fitters, local Democratic organizations. Special shout out to the Billerica Democratic Town Committee. I'm very proud of your endorsement. Also endorsed by the Acton and Stowe Democratic Town Committees, Our Revolution Concord, Brookline PACs, Woburn Welcomes, Harvard University Professor of Constitutional Law Emeritus Larry Tribe, Danielle Allen, and I have many more that I'm looking forward to announcing. Why do I have so many endorsements? Why am I the most endorsed Democratic primary challenger in Massachusetts in this or in any year that anyone can think of? Because they know me. They know the work that needs to be done, and they trust me to deliver. Thank you to everyone who's learning about the Governor's Council for the first time. Please make sure that you vote on or before the September 3rd primary. So much is at stake. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I'm going to give you each 1 minute to respond to anything that you would like to respond to throughout the evening. We'll begin with
Well,
Marilyn Petito.
I'd like to talk about the endorsements. I had a list of prior endorsements, and I made a mistake. I had 3 that I did not call, and I got it printed with the wrong list. And so I did apologize. That was a mistake. And we all make mistakes. But as far as my endorsements, and we don't have time because I know we're timed, but I am proud, from Congressman Lynch to Peter Gattusian to Steve Tolman to Warren. I have a lot, and that's not what I'm going to go through. I will have that later and take it out in public, and you can all see it. But what I want to talk about is that my accomplishments, and I'm asking you to continue for justice reform and to respect my accomplishments. My opponent has never, ever come to a hearing, she is misleading people about what we do.
Okay, time to
And
wrap it up.
I hope that you'll understand that. And I'm very proud of what I've done. And I want to continue because there's so much more work. And I'm working with a wonderful governor, and she's supporting me to get more pardons, more commutations. There's people in the prison that shouldn't be there. And I want to
Okay, you wanna wrap it up?
identify them so that they can be released. So that's what I'm about. And so, it's easy to say whatever you do, the promises, but I have the accomplishments to show you. And I made the changes, I made reforms, and I'm proud of them.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I'm asking respectfully for your vote.
Okay,
Thank you so much for this forum.
Mara Dolan?
I do want to respond. She has not been endorsed by Steve Tolman and Warren Tolman. And she needs to be reminded that lying about endorsements is not only unethical, it is against the law in Massachusetts. So I strongly advise her not to persist in claiming endorsements that she doesn't have. Our democracy depends on an informed electorate being able to vote their conscience. Lying to voters is damaging to our democracy and must not be tolerated. All of the people who've endorsed me know that I'm telling you the truth. I'm asking for your vote. Thank you so much.
Stephen
Thank
told
you.
me, endorsed
Well,
me at the
we have
State
run out
House.
of time. In closing, I thank both candidates, Marilyn Devaney and Mara Dolan, for sharing their vision with the people of the 3rd District. Thank you, Jennifer Baker-Jones and your committee. And finally, thank you to the staff and volunteers at Woburn Public Media. Remember, primary election day is Tuesday, September 3rd, the day after Labor Day. Here's your chance to have a direct say in how the state judiciary decisions are made. Make sure you take advantage of that right and responsibility. Thank you for watching.
Thank you all.
Thank you.